Hello, everybody. This is Stephanie from the Learning Project, and I am so excited that you have taken the first step in learning about the CDA program, the Child Development Associates Program. This little short here is going to go over what the CDA program is all about. What are you going to be completing in our program? And then we're going to be going from there. So, the Learning Project is a research project actually that I created when I was working on my doctorate. I kind of still am working towards that. It's going to take a while. However, I really enjoy learning about teachers, what they need, how they need it. We're really focused into technology, and that's really the base of what we do is looking at different technology pieces that can help bridge the gap when it comes to curriculum and development and all of that great stuff. So I want to take you on this journey, and hopefully you'll learn quite a bit and decide if this is a good training camp for you. So let's talk about the overview. We're going to go over the mission, the curriculum. We'll talk a little bit about graduation rates with us, as well as the program overview, materials and schedules, and the next step. So our mission really is to create an interactive learning environment. I am so excited about our new platform that we're going to be using. We're actually going to be using quite a bit of different ones in our research because we want to find out what do teachers need in order to complete their trainings. I think a lot of times teachers will join different training groups or they will sign up for their CDA, but they actually will not finish it if they are not dedicated. Also, too, if they don't have something keeping them accountable. So we are going to be looking at accountability pieces. We're going to be looking at how to create more interactive um, tasks that you'll have to do, something purposeful, because I think that's the half of the point, like where teachers are just like, you know what, this is not even purposeful. I agree. I think it's great that we click through yes or no, right or wrong, but really, is this helping me build my classroom up along the way? So we are going to be really diving into a lot of innovation. We're going to be looking at different teaching strategies that we can put in our classes. I think you guys are going to love our new website. We actually have a video and resource area, so you can actually see different resources that you can use, how to build block areas, dramatic play areas. We'll change out the pictures and things like that so that you can learn from those. And then also we'll have some links that you can actually purchase the material so you don't have to go running around everywhere. You can just click right on there and get that. We do have a project-based format for our curriculum for our teachers. Some people are like, how does that work online? We will definitely show you. So understanding what the CDA is all about. So a couple of things I want to remind you. One, the CDA is a national credential. This is not just Washington State or anything like that. This is a national credential. It's nationwide. You can take it anywhere with you. One of the things that I love about the CDA is that it is transferable. There are certain states that you can actually get college credits for this. I know in Washington State, you can take your CDA and get about 12 college credits. I know a lot of people are moving away from the CDA and going right into their AA because it is actually paid for 100% free. And I'll talk a little bit about that as well later on. But the great thing about the CDA is if you're kind of hesitant or you're not sure of yourself or you are a new teacher going into this field and you're like, okay, I really need some structure. I really need some guidance. I think this is one of the best things that you could put your teacher in, especially if they're brand new. You need them to have that hands-on training. You need to get them prepared for the classroom. I think this gives them more of that accountability. And as you can see, there's over 370,000 educators that have their CDA. And I am so proud of the teachers that we have taught here at the Learning Project. So let's talk about the benefits of child development or the CDA program. One, it's going to help you advance your career. There's some programs that you need to have a CDA in order just to be an assistant. There are certain states that will allow you to have a CDA and be a director or an assistant director. I know right now in Washington State, they are moving towards different laws, policies, and things like that. So it's just something to keep in mind and really be aware of. You want to reinforce your commitment to early learning with the CDA. This is really the biggest part for me. We have about a 45% turnover rate in early childhood education. And, there's for many reasons why people are leaving the field. But I think we need to go back and talk about what do we need to do to help progress and develop this field. I know that there are some states that are moving their early childhood educational centers into the public school system. But again, this is a area that really is like the last place a lot of people are touching in education. And it's because we don't always have the best quality in some centers, and there's great quality in other centers. So I really want to encourage you guys to reinforce that commitment. This also provides parents with a peace of mind. I say this piece because there are parents that are looking for an educational environment that will help prepare their children for kindergarten and just the future in general. And when they don't have a teacher that has all those expertise, or they don't know what they're doing, that's kind of where they can lose faith, or maybe professionalism in a teacher that maybe he's been there for like 15 years and never doesn't have any kind of education. As much as I hate to say that, that is true sometimes. Understanding what developmentally appropriate practices are. We'll talk a little bit about this later on. But understanding what children should be doing at certain milestones. What should they be doing when they're 1 or 2 or 3? We are the EMTs of early learning. We are that first responder. We are those people that see things typically first before their parents will, or their families will see something and they're not sure what it is. And that's kind of where we guide them. This is where we increase our confidence. When we learn more about children and we know more about children, we're able to really be the experts in that and speak confidently. So let's understand our steps. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to look over the credential process. So just take a second, look over that. So we are in step 1. Anytime before the application. So 1, make sure you have your high school diploma or GED. The second thing you want to make sure of is that you complete 120 hours of education. That is me, okay? That is where we are going to start. You do not get your credential after you finish your classes. You get your credential after you finish step 6. So the second thing you need to make sure you have is 480 hours of experience. Step 3, making sure that you have your professional portfolio completed by your by the end of the program, basically. Have your family questionnaires completed. You will need a classroom. If you are afloat, you can use someone else's classroom, but you'll need to get familiar with those families, those kids, and all that good stuff. Step 4 is your application process. We'll walk you through that. Then step 5 is the approval process. I've never seen anyone take 6 months to get like a decision. Just to give you a heads up, usually it's like instant. But those are the different pieces that you'll need to complete. We will go through this in detail, but right now I just want to give you an overview. And then step 6 is your verification day. You will take a test at a testing center, and you will also be observed by a PD specialist. So let's talk about preparing for the CDA. You will complete a portfolio. There are some great links down below in this training that will go over what you need to have in your professional portfolio. We will go through this, and we actually will complete your portfolio throughout the class. How to become a member at the Learning Project. 1, the cost for our program right now is $175. The reason why it is so cheap right now is because we are actually in a research part of our of our program, I guess I should say. So we're going to be collecting a lot of documentation, things like that, learning a little bit more. We want to have more teachers come along with us. We are going to be picky about who comes along with us. However, the number one goal is to get people with us and to help them complete our program. So our goal really is for you to complete your program within 3 months. I think a lot of times when people drag things out, it just takes way too long. Portfolio guide, you will get help with this. This is your binder and it's a one-on-one. You'll have lots of help with this. And then flexibility and accountability. We will build like a calendar that you can use to make sure you finish up on time, as well as we want you to know we have a great graduation rate. A lot of teachers that have taken our program have completed it. We have about a 75 to 85% graduation rate. It depends on which program they're in. That's the reason why I have those numbers. So some people only take one course with us. Some people take our 30-hour STARS training with us, and some people finish the CDA. This is what you will need. I'm going to provide a ton of links on our website, as well as in some of your homework stuff that you need to go and get. Please make sure that you take a look at these links. The biggest thing that you will need is the store.cdacouncil.org. You need to choose your book. So this is where you're going to either be an infant or a toddler teacher, and you'll need this book because it's going to guide you all the way. Then we have a CDA prep guide, which is basically a test book that goes over tons of questions, that was written by Deborah Pierce, absolutely amazing woman. She actually coached me for over a year and helped me move forth with my training center. So these are the different programs that we're going to be using, and apps and all that good stuff that we are going to use to help complete our program. I'm going to be creating different resources with this. So just to give you a heads up there, so we'll go through that. So what's the next step? Pay for your course. You're going to review our first webinar. We have technical support available. We'll set up your first coaching call, and then we want you to be ready to meet online or in person every 2 weeks to stay on track. Thanks for listening. I hope you had a great time, and I am excited about our journey together. Remember, stay focused and be ready.